All right, so get this. Today we're diving into a book that blends Eastern mysticism and modern science.
Uh-oh, sounds intense.
It is. It's called The Eye of Shiva, Eastern Mysticism and Science
Okay, I've heard of it.
by Amaury de Riencourt. And let me tell you, this book is dense.
Yeah. Okay, de Riencourt, he doesn't mess around.
So we're going to try to unpack some of the big ideas for you today.
Sounds like a plan.
And he jumps right in
Okay.
with this story about Robert Oppenheimer,
Oh, wow.
the father of the atomic bomb.
Right.
So picture this, 1945,
Okay.
the first atomic bomb test.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer watching this massive display of power.
Right.
And what does he think about?
I don't know what.
A verse from the Bhagavad Gita.
Wow. What a juxtaposition.
Right. Talk about food for thought.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, this groundbreaking scientific achievement, and he's reflecting on ancient wisdom.
It's like those moments when two totally different parts of your life kind of crash into each other.
Exactly. And you realize everything's connected in a way you never would have expected.
Yeah, you start to question everything you thought you knew.
Totally. Have you ever had an experience like that?
Oh, absolutely. Who hasn't?
So the Bhagavad Gita, for anyone who doesn't know.
It's this ancient Hindu scripture,
Right.
a dialogue on duty, righteousness, our place in the cosmos.
It's about realizing we're all connected to something so much bigger than ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a pretty powerful thought to start with.
Yeah, it really is.
It kind of makes you think about how we always think we've got it all figured out.
Right. Like we've got the universe all figured out.
Yeah. Exactly. Like back in the day with classical physics,
Oh, yeah.
It was all about those nice, neat Newtonian laws.
The clockwork universe.
Everything ticking along predictably.
Totally. And back then, all that certainty, I mean, it kind of made spiritual or mystical ideas seem like what?
Yeah.
Like kind of small. Well, no.
Insignificant almost.
Exactly.
Like they didn't really matter.
Right.
And then boom, the 20th century hits.
It all goes topsy-turvy.
Right. Quantum mechanics, relativity.
Yeah, suddenly the universe isn't a clockwork mechanism anymore.
No more tidy boxes for everything.
Right. It's like physics suddenly got a whole lot more interesting.
More like physics went psychedelic.
You could say that again.
So tell me more about this shift. What's wave-particle duality all about?
Okay, so think about light for a second.
Okay.
We see it, we experience it as this concrete thing,
Right.
but it acts like both a wave and a particle.
So which one is it?
That's the thing. It's both. It challenges our whole idea of what a thing even is.
Okay, whoa.
We can't just pin it down to one definition or the other.
So it's like reality is way more fluid than we thought.
Exactly. And that's something Eastern philosophy has been saying for centuries.
It's not about neat categories, right? It's all connected. It's all one big paradoxical mess.
Precisely. And this is where those contrasting Western and Eastern perspectives really come into play.
Lay it on me.
The Western tradition loves to categorize things.
Yeah, we love our labels.
Right. Mind over here, matter over there, and God, well, if you believe in that sort of thing, he's way up there somewhere, totally separate.
Yeah, keep it neat. Keep it compartmentalized.
But Eastern traditions, they've always understood that everything's connected, that consciousness isn't just some random byproduct.
It's fundamental.
Exactly. It's woven into the very fabric of existence.
So how does this difference actually play out? Like, give me a concrete example.
Okay, let's talk about time.
Okay.
In the West, we're obsessed with linear time, right? Past, present, future, all ticking along in a straight line.
Yeah, like an arrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But many Eastern philosophies see time as cyclical.
Cyclical.
Yeah, like a wheel always turning, always returning, always renewing.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get it.
De Riencourt even mentions this Hindi word kal.
Call.
It means both yesterday and tomorrow.
Whoa, no way.
So it's not this linear progression, but this constant flow, this interconnectedness between past and future.
It's like what goes around comes around, but on a cosmic scale.
Right. A completely different way of experiencing time in the world.
It makes you think differently about everything.
And this contrasting perspective pops up in other ways too, like our relationship with nature, for instance.
Okay, how so?
The West, we love to conquer nature, right? To bend it to our will.
Yeah, we like to be in control.
But Eastern traditions, they're all about harmony, recognizing that we're part of this web of life, not separate from it.
Not above it.
Right, and that difference even shapes how we think about spirituality.
Okay, tell me more.
The West, we often get caught up in trying to prove or disprove the existence of God.
Right, like it's a math equation or something.
Yeah, but in many Eastern traditions, it's not about intellectual proof at all.
It's about experience.
Exactly. It's about tapping into that divine spark that's already within you, within everything.
So it's not about looking out there for answers, but looking in here.
You got it. And what de Riencourt suggests is that these Eastern mystical insights might actually be the key to understanding this new scientific landscape we find ourselves in.
You mean with quantum physics and all that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not that one perspective is right and the other's wrong, but that by looking through both lenses, we can get a much richer understanding of the universe and our place in it.
It's like having two different maps to navigate this crazy terrain.
That's a great analogy. And who knows, maybe these two maps will eventually converge.
And lead us to someplace even more amazing than we could have imagined.
Exactly.
So how do we actually use this information? Like, what does it mean for us regular folks just trying to make sense of the world? It's like we've stumbled on this whole new set of rules for reality.
Right. And the game just got a whole lot more interesting.
Totally. But the thing is, it's not just about philosophy and abstract ideas, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Eastern traditions, they actually give us tools, practical ways to explore this new reality.
Okay, so we're talking like meditation, breath work, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Practices designed to help us move beyond the limits of our rational minds.
You know, I've always been a little skeptical of that stuff. Meditation always seemed kind of new agey.
Sure, I get it.
But when you frame it as quieting the mind, tapping into a deeper level of awareness, it starts to make more sense.
Exactly. De Riencourt talks about reaching a state of consciousness without content. Not emptying the mind completely, that's almost impossible.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Right, but stilling the chatter, just being present.
And there are techniques that can actually help us do that.
Absolutely. He talks about pranayama, this ancient practice of breath control.
So, like, just breathing differently can actually change how we think and feel.
It's a bit more nuanced than that, but you're on the right track. When you consciously regulate your breath, you're directly affecting your autonomic nervous system.
The part that controls all those automatic functions we never think about.
Exactly. It creates this bridge between your conscious mind and those deeper, more instinctive parts of yourself.
Wow, okay. Now that's getting interesting. You know, I tried meditation a few times. It's harder than it looks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting there trying to clear my mind, and it feels like every random thought I've ever had decides to show up all at once.
The monkey mind in action.
Tell me about it. But there were these moments, these brief glimpses of stillness, pure awareness. It was wild, like I was peeking into some whole other dimension within myself.
That's amazing. And what's really cool is that science is starting to catch up with these ancient practices.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're seeing more and more research on the benefits of meditation. Reducing stress, improving focus, maybe even boosting creativity.
It's incredible how this ancient wisdom is being validated by modern science.
It's like they're finally starting to speak the same language.
And de Riencourt takes it even further, right? He talks about Gopi Krishna and his Kundalini awakening.
Right, no, that's an intense example.
Intense is an understatement, but it does raise some interesting questions about the potential for bridging science and mystical experience.
Exactly. Krishna believed that Kundalini, this powerful energy he felt, and prana, this vital life force, are real phenomena that we can study and understand.
So we're not just talking about vague spiritual concepts here. We're talking about measurable, quantifiable aspects of our being.
Precisely. Things that Eastern traditions have known about for centuries.
So are we headed towards a future where science and mysticism aren't separate disciplines, but two sides of the same coin?
It's definitely a possibility. Maybe a complete merger isn't the answer, but a collaboration, a mutual understanding that could lead to some incredible breakthroughs.
Imagine what we could achieve if we could combine the scientific method with the wisdom of these ancient traditions.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
We could unlock new levels of understanding about consciousness, about reality itself.
It's mind-blowing. We've covered a lot of ground today. And I don't know about you, but I feel like my brain's been stretched in ways I never thought possible.
Me too. That's what these deep dives are all about.
Right. Expanding our perspectives, pushing the boundaries of what we think we know.
And hopefully inspiring some curiosity along the way.
Exactly. Because who knows, if Eastern traditions are right and reality is ultimately this unified field of consciousness, then maybe every question we ask, every scientific discovery is another step towards experiencing that interconnectedness directly.
Now that is a truly profound thought.
And a perfect note to end on. We've just scratched the surface here today, but hopefully this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, giving you some new perspectives to ponder.
And maybe even inspired you to try a little meditation of your own.
Exactly. So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those minds open. You never know what hidden connections you might uncover.